Hello and welcome back to the program. I am once again your host, Joe. This week we watched the movie Charade from 1963. It stars Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn, as well as Walter Matthau and George Kennedy.
George Kennedy, the partner with an appetite for danger.
It was directed by Stanley Donen, who I mentioned at the end of the previous marble race. I had no idea who that was.
Flashback.
It's directed by Stanley Donen, who I do not know.
End of flashback.
But it turns out he's got a bunch of important stuff under his belt, including Singing in the Rain. It's technically on the list because it's from Iowa Debris' Closet Picks, but I will be real with you, I looked through the list of things that she picked out, and this poster just jumped out at me. Yeah, I could have grabbed Bottle Rocket. That's actually over on my DVD rack right now. I could have grabbed Thief. That looks interesting. And there's even a Kurosawa on there, High and Low. But at that point, I'd already put Seven Samurai on the list, so I wasn't going to do two. Save some for next year. This is billed as a romantic comedy, but in actuality, I consider it more of a... I mean, it is a romantic comedy, but it's also a crime thriller, and part murder mystery? Now, murder mystery might be a bit of a stretch. You don't get clues about who's doing what or anything. They have a nice twist ending. They got a couple of nice twist endings, actually. It starts off with Audrey Hepburn's husband being murdered, and she's like, I don't much care for this guy anymore. This is a shitty marriage, but like, you know, what are you gonna do? And her friend is like, you should divorce him. And she's like, you can't just divorce somebody. I know it's the 1960s, but yes, you can. So he ends up dead, and she ends up in the middle of a plot to try to uncover a hidden treasure that is somewhere. Apparently this fella, her husband, now deceased, he stole something during the war, and now all of his buddies from the war are after it. And a nice, friendly Cary Grant is here to help her out with fending off these three horrible, horrible men who want to get her money. That she doesn't even know where it is. Running thing is, they're all like, give us the money. We know you have it, you have to have it. And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So like, there is just as much what actually happened, who are these people, what's going on, and also, where is this money? Like, it's several mysteries all at the same time. It kind of goes without saying for those of us more familiar with the era, but the fact that it's Audrey Hepburn and Cary Grant delivering most of the film's dialogue, it's so snappy. It's just, they have quick little gags that they slip in, they have solid one-liners, it's a lot of fun, it's very fast-paced, the dialogue. Like, the action scenes are more of the downtime, because the dialogue itself is so much more quick-paced and sharp and just witty. Honestly, this movie kind of has a thing for everybody. It's got solid, fun dialogue, you'll enjoy it, they play off each other very well. And even a couple of the war buddies, Tex and Leopold. They were hilarious every time I saw them on screen doing things. I loved those two. That was great. I kind of wanted to see them survive because they were so much fun.
You see this little fella here? Oh, he worries. And he's even meaner than I am.
You could tell that George Kennedy's character, Scobie they called him, he was the guy that nobody in the group actually liked, but he's also the guy that had the most reason to be upset about not getting the money after the war. Because in the process of getting it, he kind of lost one of his hands, and so he just also full-on has like a hook for a hand. It's like, I know that prosthetics aren't exactly super advanced in 1963, but I think you can do a little bit less conspicuous than sharp metal hook. Though I suppose it does have its uses. I will say Walter Matthau as the CIA contact that Audrey Hepburn has is kind of fun because he basically does nothing for the whole film. He's constantly like on the phone with her and being like, I'll meet you over at this place. And then she leaves to go to the place and then something happens and they end up completely sidetracked. So like, he never gets involved in any of the stuff with the people. There's it's set in France, so like there is a French police officer who's investigating the initial murder, and then all of the other murders that start happening around this case. And honestly, he's more present than her supposed CIA handler. He's actually talking to the criminals, coming in with the whole, don't leave town. And they're like, don't worry, we won't. And boy, they did not. Also, shout out to this fucked up death. How did you pull this off? How did this guy not scream his lungs out while you were putting a bag over his head? Come on. They had an interesting use of green screen, I have to say. Just visually, this was a nice touch, and they made it so that when they went under these bridges, through these like big echoey tunnels, they actually applied some reverb to the voices. So that was clever. I thought that was pretty well done.
Why don't you shut up?
Well,
Are you going to listen?
go on.
All right. Now, when I was a young man, my father expected me to go into his business. Umbrella frames, that's what he made.
You know, they had a fight on a rooftop, and at the end of it, George Kennedy gets, like, sort of tossed over the side. He slides down into the darkness, and I'm like, there's more roof down there. They didn't actually throw him off the roof. It's just, they made it look like the edge with lighting. That is clever and economical filmmaking. These days, they'd have just shot that whole thing on a green studio. This is just under 2 hours, and it didn't really feel like it was 2 hours. Like, it just kind of flew by. Like, it was very engaging. Like, I could sort of see the twists coming at the end, but they were so well done that I didn't even care. Now, this was a lot of fun. Zero regrets this going onto the list. This was a fantastic ad. Audrey Hepburn, Cary Grant. Cary Grant is fantastic. And Audrey Hepburn, bless her soul, also fantastic. Wonderful on screen and wonderful off screen, as I understand. Like, her character in this has a job at the UN as like a live translator, and in real life it turns out, yes, she also worked with the UN, raising money for children's charities. She lived through some absolutely terrible stuff. God, I remember reading some interview where somebody like complimented her on her figure. It was like, oh, how did you stay so skinny? And she's just like, I lived through a fucking famine. Like, my God, imagine that. So yeah, she's great. And any opportunity to see something with her, she's always fantastic. I highly recommend giving this a watch. And hey, speaking of giving things a watch, what are we going to watch next week? 3, 2, 1, and go! Alright, down into the horse plinko. Oh wow, they're getting flung by these propellers. Flung, absolutely wrecked. Okay, out front early, it's the Velvet Vampire, something I've been very curious about. Let's see if it can maintain its lead. Afterwards, it's the Phantom of the Monastery, followed by Never Weaken and A Man Escaped. They're all bunched up. The Phantom of the Monastery has now jumped out front. Velvet Vampire, did you get absolutely stuck? Okay. Alright, Phantom of the Monastery hit that comb. Never Weaken is over there. The Doom Generation is trying for it. Phantom of the Monastery manages to get back out front again. It's going down into the wooden salad bowl. We've all seen these salad bowl sets. They are absolutely terrible. You cannot put those bowls through the dishwasher. Phantom of the Monastery pulls ahead through the combs as the Doom Generation gets caught. Phantom of the Monastery once again on the combs. It's a lot of comb going on here. It's just effortlessly passing through these. And wow, okay, this is the end. It might get flung. You never know. These bollards at the end could launch it. Are you doing okay there, man? It got caught for a second, but it did not get launched. There we go, okay. Phantom of the Monastery in first, followed by the Doom Generation. Followed by our hopeful, the Velvet Vampire, Teorema. Here comes the fabulous Baron Munchausen. Kiss of the Spider-Woman gets caught for a moment, but flies through the end anyway. Here comes Fear City, the one that I have seen. Sweet Smell of Success, the hit. There's A Man Escaped coming up. No, my favorite software is being here has passed A Man Escaped. To round out our top 10, 3 women, there's A Man Escaped. Brazil, Never Weaken, and After Hours are still coming in. Cecil B. Demented has burned up because the fire is coming. After Hours, you're not going to finish, are you? Gonna be a tight one for After Hours. Oh, you ain't making it. After Hours is toasty. Alright, it's official. Our winner is the Phantom of the Monastery. Oh, this'll be interesting. Okay, let me pull up my list here. The Phantom of the Monastery. It's a film from 1934. It's directed by Fernando de Fuentes. It is a horror film 6.9 out of 10. It's on the list because it is North American. Specifically Mexican, actually. Oh, it's only 83 minutes. That's going to be a very nice time. I think this is silent. I hope it's actually on the Criterion streaming service, because if not, that's from the 30s. It might be on YouTube. I might be able to find this otherwise. But yeah, that's our movie, Phantom of the Monastery. It's such an old movie, it's such an odd movie, that I'm like, this will be a fun watch.